the toy group. Wah, baby, with the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. That's a mouthful. Yorkshire Terrier, Yorkie. But not all terriers are in the AKC Terrier Group and the Silky Terrier. Speaking of silky, that's a perfect word to describe the Havaneses' coat. In fact, the Blanquito de la Habana, which was a Cuban breed before the Havanese, was also called the Havana Silk Dog. But let's back up. It seems I've gotten a little ahead of myself. Let's start with the first problem. Cuba didn't have any native dogs, so all the dogs in Cuba came from elsewhere. Can you guess? The most likely conquistadors that brought a dog to Cuba was one, the Italians, and two, the Spanish. And maybe both brought doggies along. We'll never know. The dog that was brought was a Bichon, which translates to small dog with curly hair. But the Bichon is not a sporting dog like the Labrador that could be used for hunting wild game, so why did they bring a small dog with curly hair? Well, Cuba's natural resources include sugarcane, tobacco, fruits, and coffee, just to name a few. And the conquistadors sure would like to bring some of that back home and trade. But what could they trade that they could easily put on a ship? And with little practical value, a Bichon-type dog was given in trade to the Cuban aristocrats, and they named them the Blanquito de la Habana, or Havana Silk Dog. But the Blanquito de la Habana went extinct, or more likely they were frolicking around with the new dog breed to Cuba, the Poodle. And probably by happenstance, the Havanese was born, literally. Cut to the 1958 Cuban Revolution was happening, and everybody wanted to get out of Cuba. And would you leave your dog behind? Heck no. And neither did a few Cuban families leaving. And thankfully they did too, because without their efforts and compassion, the Havanese would have gone extinct. The revolutionaries would kill the Havanese intentionally, like the Communist Revolutionaries did to the Shih Tzu, but widespread famine hastened the demise of the Havanese in Cuba. But a breeder named Miss Dorothy Goodale found the three Cuban families that still had their beloved Havanese dogs. And Dorothy started the Havaneses revival in the early 1970s. A real Havanese advocate, Miss Goodale even spearheaded the Havanese Club of America, which she formed in 1979. And her efforts paid off when the Havanese became recognized by the AKC in 1986. Can you guess where the Havanese ranks in popularity according to the AKC? 24, proving that the Havanese is still a great companion dog today. Now, let's dive into what makes the Havanese so desirable and what events you can enjoy together. Obviously, the Havanese is not a sporting dog, so they're not historically for the average person. But today, you and I can enjoy the Havanese's companionship without being an aristocrat. And that's a good thing, because they really are a wonderful dog breed. The Havanese's companionship includes playing peekaboo around the furniture, throwing and receiving small stuffy toys, and having your Havanese lay on top of the back of the couch as you take a break from the daily grind. The Havanese is low maintenance, but does require going outdoors for potty breaks and leash strolls around the neighborhood. The Havanese is a happy and playful dog that is ideal for people who need mental breaks. The Havanese requires minimal upkeep, such as grooming, nail clipping, and puppy training. The Havanese is a smart and intelligent dog, and you'll need to be smart and intelligent too by finding a Havanese breeder or rescue who loves and supports the Havanese, taking your Havanese to a veterinarian for vaccinations, socializing with other friendly dogs, and cleaning your Havanese's dog bowls and food containers. Your Havanese may be nervous around toddlers, but you shouldn't be nervous about getting a Havanese if you live in an apartment. The Havanese are not active barkers. The Havanese can be crated, but not for extended periods. They're short, but they still like to run around and play. You can also train them to use pee pads, but like you and I, going outside and getting some fresh air can do us all good. The Havanese is not aggressive and only weighs 7 to 13 pounds, so gentle training is recommended. The Havanese are both fragile due to their small size and sturdy. A lot of fun. Are you considering a Havanese? Well, don't pull your hair out, and the Havanese doesn't shed either. Plus, their hair is hypoallergenic, and that's nothing to sneeze at. To further develop your 14 to 16-year partnership, you can enjoy confirmation, classes at dog shows, fun companion events, and they are the perfect therapy dog. They certainly cheer me up. Now, would you let a Havanese lay on the back of your couch? Yes. Comment below if you enjoy learning about dog breeds.